You're listening to Full Circle Weekly News of the open source community, presented by Full Circle Magazine. These articles are compiled by Eric the Unready, and I'm your host, Moss Bliss. This is episode 426, covering week 32, August 4th to 10th, 2025. The fourth release of the Orbitiny desktop environment, written from scratch using the Qt framework, has been published. The project tries to combine some innovative ideas that have not been seen in user environments before with traditional elements such as the panel menus and desktop icon placement. The code is written in C++ and is distributed under the GPL license. In the new version, most of the changes are related to the expansion of the functionality of the Qtiny file manager and tools for working with files on the desktop. The device name has been added to the notes for mount points, separate icons for mount points have been implemented, a list of mounted external media has been added to the sidebar, and a button for showing mount points has been added to the toolbar. The deletion confirmation dialog now shows the full path to the file being deleted. A tab with hashes and a field with data on the file owner have been added to the file properties dialog. The design of the file renaming dialog has been redesigned. Squid 7.1 proxy server is now considered stable and is available for production use. It will only be used to fix vulnerabilities and stability issues, and minor optimizations may be made. New features will be developed in the new experimental 8.0 branch. Users of the previous stable 6.x branch are advised to plan their migration to the 7.x branch. OpenSUSE Leap 16 RC is presented. It is built on the technologies of the next major branch of the commercial SLES 16 distribution, which is moving to the SUSE Linux Framework 1 platform, previously known as Adaptable Linux Platform. OpenSUSE Leap 16 will retain the features of the classic distribution using traditional packages, and for those who need an atomically updated system with basic filing and read-only mode, the OpenSUSE Leap Micro Edition should be used. Builds for x86-64, ARM64, S390X, and PowerPC architectures are available for testing. The release is scheduled for 1 October 2025. SyncSpirit 0.4.1 is available. It allows you to organize automatic continuous synchronization of user files on several devices. The project solves problems similar to the proprietary Resilio Sync system. SyncSpirit is written in C++ and is distributed under the GPL v3 license. The graphical interface is built using the FLTK library. The domestic embedded DBMS libmdbx is used to store the data, and the Rotor Actor framework is used to handle events. Ready-made builds are available for Linux, x86-64, and AppImage, Windows, and Mac OS. Unlike the SyncThing project, which is written in Go and uses the client-server architecture and REST-API, SyncSpirit provides both an implementation in the form of a background process, SyncSpirit-daemon, and a separate application with a graphical interface allowing for more economical use of RAM. The developers of the Alma Linux distribution announced packages with NVIDIA drivers for the Alma Linux 9 and 10 branches. Packages with the driver and CUDA stack are also offered for installation. The drivers can be used in configurations with UEFI Secure Boot. Kernel modules from the official set of proprietary drivers from NVIDIA cannot be loaded in UEFI Secure Boot since they are not digitally signed by the distribution. This limitation was circumvented by using kernel modules opened by NVIDIA, which are already used by default in the set of NVIDIA drivers for GPUs, starting with the Turing microarchitecture. Based on components opened by NVIDIA, a proprietary NVIDIA-Open-Kmod package has been created with modules certified by the Alma Linux digital signature. A separate Alma Linux-release-NVIDIA-driver package has been created with the configuration of an external repository supported by NVIDIA, from which CUDA drivers and proprietary NVIDIA driver components operating in user space are loaded. Proxmox has released the Proxmox Backup Server 4.0 distribution, which is presented as a ready-made solution for backing up and restoring virtual environments, containers, and server stuffing. The installation ISO image is freely available for download. Distribution-specific components are open under the AGPL v3 license. Both the paid enterprise repository and two free repositories are available for installing updates, which differ in the level of update stabilization. Proxmox Backup Server supports integration with the Proxmox VE platform for backing up virtual machines and containers. Backup management and data recovery are performed via a web interface. You can restrict user access to their data. All traffic transmitted from clients to the server is encrypted using AES-256 in GCM mode, and the backups themselves are transmitted already encrypted using asymmetric encryption using public keys performed on the client side. The integrity of the backups is controlled using SHA-256 hashes. Mesa 25.2 adds support for the Vulkan 1.4 graphics API and the AMD drivers for Intel GPUs, RADV drivers for AMD GPUs, NVK drivers for NVIDIA GPUs, Asahi drivers for Apple GPUs, Turnip drivers for Qualcomm GPUs, PanVK drivers for ARM Mali GPUs, the Lava Pipe software rasterizer, and emulator mode. Vulkan 1.0 is supported in the V3DV drivers and the DZN drivers. Mesa also provides full OpenGL 4.6 support for Iris, Radeon SI, Crocus, AMD, Zynq, LLVM Pipe, Virgil, Freedreno D3D12, and Asahi chips. OpenGL 4.5 support is available for NVIDIA GPUs. OpenGL 3.3 support is available in the SoftPipe and NV50 drivers. OpenGL 3.1 is supported in the Panfrost and V3D drivers. Ubuntu 24.04.3 LTS distribution has been released, which includes changes related to improved hardware support, an update to the Linux kernel and graphics stack, and bug fixes in the installer and bootloader. The release also includes current updates for several hundred packages related to fixing vulnerabilities and issues affecting stability. Similar updates for all other official flavors are also released. MariaDB 12.0.2 has been released, the first stable release of the 12.0 branch. The MariaDB 12.0 branch is classified as a rolling release, continuing the gradual development of functionality, and replaces the MariaDB 11.8 branch. MariaDB 12.1.1, a release candidate, has been published at the same time. The MariaDB 12.0 branch will be supported until the 12.1.2 release is formed. MariaDB development is overseen by the independent MariaDB Foundation, following an open and transparent development process that is independent of individual vendors. MariaDB is shipped as a replacement for MySQL in many Linux distributions and is used in major projects such as Wikipedia, Google Cloud SQL, and Nimbuzz. The ShotStars 4.7 tool has been updated, tracking the movement, disappearance, and appearance of fictitious stars and projects on GitHub. GitHub's standard capabilities do not provide users with information on the waning stars in a project, and only allow information on their addition. The project is written in Python and is distributed under the GPL v3 Plus license. Pocket HandyBox 0007 has been released. It is based on the Debian and Devuan package base and is intended for testing and servicing PCs and laptops. The distribution allows you to check the performance of the equipment, load the processor and video card, estimate the temperature, check Smart HDD and NVMe SSD. The distribution includes such applications as CPU X, G-Smart Control, G-Parthead, Part Image, Part Clone, Test Disk, DD-Rescue, WHDD. The user environment is based on XFCE. Versions based on Debian 12 Bookworm, Devuan Daedalus, and Debian 13 Trixie, Devuan Excalibur, are available. Debian 13 Trixie is now available for 8 officially supported architectures: Intel IA32/x86, AMD 64/x86-64, ARM EABI, ARM64, ARM v7, RISC-V, PowerPC 64, and IBM System Z. Debian 13 will continue to receive updates for 5 years. Installation images are available for download via HTTP, Jigdo, or BitTorrent. Live USBs are available for the AMD 64 architecture with GNOME, KDE, LXDE, XFCE, Cinnamon, and Mate variants, as well as a multi-arch DVD that combines packages for the AMD 64 platform with additional packages for the i386 architecture. The repository contains 69,830 binary packages, which is 5,411 more than were offered in Debian 12. For 96.9% of packages, support for reproducible builds are provided, which allows us to confirm that the executable file was built from the declared source code and does not contain any changes, for example, that can be made by attacking the build infrastructure or a backdoor in the compiler. The Debian GNU/Hurd 2025 distribution is out, combining Debian's software environment with the GNU/Hurd kernel. The Debian GNU/Hurd repository includes approximately 72% of the packages of the main Debian archive. Installation builds are available for i386 and x86-64 architectures. To get acquainted with the distribution without installation, they have prepared ready-made images for virtual machines. Debian GNU/Hurd remains the only actively developed Debian platform created based off a kernel other than Linux. The GNU/Hurd platform is not one of the officially supported Debian architectures, so Debian GNU/Hurd releases are formed separately and have the status of informal release of Debian. The GNU/Hurd is a kernel developed as a replacement for the Unix kernel and designed as a set of servers running over the GNU Mach microkernel and implementing various system services such as file systems, network stack, file access control system. The GNU Mach microkernel provides an IPC mechanism used to organize the interaction of the components of GNU-Hurd and the construction of a distributed multi-server architecture. You've been listening to Full Circle Weekly News. For more details, see the next issue of the magazine at fullcirclemagazine.org or check the links in the show notes. You can contact me at bardmoss@pm.me. I'll see you next week.